This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodvinetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodvinetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodvinetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Thirsty Topics. I'm Lauren Selrod.
And I'm Meryl Climo.
Hey, Meryl. How you doing this week?
Hi, I'm so good. It's always so funny when I see our videos on TikTok. I'm like scrolling and then I give myself a jump scare. I'm always like, why is that girl too close to the camera? I'm like, oh, that's me. Okay. But I love it. I'm so happy to be here again in real form with you.
Yes, I am definitely happy to be here as well. How was your weekend?
It was really good. We had some friends in town. I gave them the wrong directions. I told them the wrong restaurant on a Friday night. So I bought dinner. So it was a fun but expensive weekend.
Okay. Well, at least you had a good time, right?
Yeah. How about you?
Well, actually, we went to a Halloween party at a neighbor's house.
Cool. What did you go as?
I went as Dr. Elrod. So I had me some scrubs. I had my lanyard with my Dr. Elrod on there, and I was good to go.
That's so cool. Well, if I had to get surgery from like a pretend doctor, you're the one that I would choose.
Well, I appreciate that. I'll borrow someone's ID to make myself legit.
Thank you. Exactly. It's like last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the nurse that was like threatening all the patients. Yeah, I feel like I would trust you over her.
Yeah. You know, the scary part is how long she was doing that before she was caught, though.
I know.
And it's like when they tried to verify her credentials, I'm just still shocked that, okay, she couldn't provide any kind of documentation for the last name, and they kind of let it go for months.
Yeah, exactly.
Just makes you wonder, huh?
Yep.
All right, Meryl, well, I'm going to let you start this week.
Okay, awesome. Well, I picked a timely one. Hopefully by the time that people hear this, it will have simmered down a bunch. But people are talking about Hurricane Melissa, which is, obviously a hurricane. It has now intensified to a Category 5, and it's threatening Jamaica with catastrophic flooding. It's the most powerful storm to hit the region since 1988, and it could inundate some of the areas of eastern Jamaica with up to 40 inches of rain. Now, obviously, people and infrastructure in Jamaica aren't really set up the way that we are a lot of times in terms of like shelters and just buildings that are able to withstand a Category 5 hurricane. So I've been watching on TikTok, people have been just kind of like hunkering down and hoping for the best, but also a little bit preparing for the worst. And so it was like sweeping across southeastern Bahamas and making its way all across the southwest area of Jamaica, Kingston.
Yeah, it is pretty sad. I mean, the interesting thing is that, they have these hurricanes that happen every single year. And, I've been to Jamaica, granted, some years ago. Mm-hmm. And, a lot of the tourist areas, you really don't have to worry about it that much because, those are concrete stone type buildings and high rises. But you kind of feel for the locals that maybe don't have the ability to have that kind of structure,
Absolutely. And I feel like a lot of times those, if in case of an emergency, those shelters and everything will be first used by the tourists and taking up a lot of resources of the people. So, yeah. Remember, was it last year? Was it Milton that everyone was so scared about in Florida? And I remember being so terrified. And that one, I mean, it was bad, but it wasn't like catastrophic the way that the experts predicted. So I'm hoping that this one will go this way. And I feel like it's better to be like worried and prepared than it is to just like not think anything of it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would rather be over prepared and not need it versus under prepared and go, oh my God,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I feel like there was a tornado warning here like a year or two ago, and no one took it seriously, and then it did not help that nothing happened. Because I seriously was texting my friends, and I have texts from my friends that are like, so anyway, are we gonna go to the movies? And I was like out and about, like driving to Chili's, and then nothing happened, and I'm like, this is not good for like the boy that cried wolf.
Yeah, that probably is not a good thing.
Exactly. So we'll see. But they're taking it very seriously. I know the local government and community development are really telling residents to fill up on gas, get your generators, board up the windows, all that stuff.
Yes, we'll definitely pray for them.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I'm actually pretty surprised that we're even talking about this, but head coach Chauncey Billups of the Portland Trail Blazers was arrested for gambling investigation tied to organized crime, aka the mafia. Also, Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier was also charged in a separate gambling case. So basically, for Chauncey Billups, it was alleged that they had these high dollar poker games, and it was totally rigged by the mafia. So basically, what his role was allegedly is to get people to come in, high rollers. Mm-hmm. They played these high dollar poker games, but everything was rigged. From the way the cards were shuffled, the table was even rigged to where I guess there was a way you can actually see what the cards are when they're sitting on the table.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm sitting there thinking, and then for the separate one, this is with Miami Heat guard Terry Rozier. He was arrested allegedly for kind of faking an injury during a game, and I guess did a few things to kind of, I guess, do something with the odds or whatever, like him faking an injury, so he's taken out of the game, stuff like that. And the sad part is, if this is true, it would be really, really sad for both of them and probably for the game itself, because these are multimillionaires. These aren't just everyday people.
Yeah.
And it's not like, and I'm not saying it's a reason, but it's one thing if you're struggling, you don't have any money, whatever. These are multimillionaires. They're playing a sport that, young kids grow up and still have a dream of getting into the NBA and never will. And to do something like this and just ruin your whole career, to me, is just unbelievably crazy. What do you think, Meryl?
I mean, I always of course, my conspiracy mind, anytime I see the Super Bowl or any sports things or even any match or tennis match or something, I'm like, I really wonder if it's already staged and the players are, there's already been bets behind it and just everything, they always say the world is a stage. And so anytime I see something, I'm like, okay, maybe people are rigging things or not making plays or making touchdowns despite something. So I do think a lot of times these things are maybe not rigged, but tilted in certain ways. And I agree that I do think especially high stakes poker and tournaments, it doesn't that usually isn't the most wholesome category to begin with. So I think if anything, nothing against gambling or whatever, I think it's fine, but I do think if it's going to happen in any category, sports betting and gambling always seem kind of the trifecta of misbehavior.
No, I definitely understand. I just don't understand it. You're making a lot of money, you got a great career. I just don't get it. Why take the risk?
Do you think maybe, do you think they may be threatened if they don't, or if it's or promise things if they do? It's okay, we know this person will not catch a pass or fake an injury or something, and then you get rewarded down the line. I don't know. Maybe that's with a commercial or some type of other industry puppet string kind of thing.
I don't know. It's interesting. I know that obviously in the sports world, this is being talked about everywhere. And on I believe it's ESPN. They had Shaquille O'Neal, Charles Barkley, and I think one or two other sports announcers on there talking. And, basically they were saying how, they were just stupid for what they're doing. And it's kind of a shame what they did to themselves, their family,
Yeah.
NBA for what they did. I don't know. It's just crazy, and again, if it turns out to be real, be legitimate, this is just craziness because, again, you've got the type of job that most people in the sports world would love to have, and to destroy it over something stupid. And I don't care if it was $1 million game, you making millions per year, you got a great pension, great.
Yeah.
And think about it like this, Meryl. When you stop playing or when you stop coaching, you could possibly become a commentator on someone.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
it's basically almost like a job for life if you think about it.
Totally. And I think, yeah, you're right, where a lot of players have like a long legacy ahead of them and doing brand deals. Like I feel like in this day and age, whether it's online or on commercials, who was it? Wait, was Tom Brady Deflategate?
Yes, he was.
Yeah. So that would be one. And then Brett Favre too. I feel like there are certain people that I could think of that have had like a lot of bad press that we all just seem to forget about, or it kind of doesn't. I mean, we all, meaning like the average. I don't think that much about Tom Brady, but like I think sometimes people do forget. But you're right that why would you throw something to like a certain way when you could just keep on the straight and narrow and have like a really good long career?
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on LRODTVNetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss in your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on LRODTVNetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to LRODTVNetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.
Yeah, so we'll see how this goes, but I'm quite sure that we'll probably hear more about it, especially being that there were over 30 people also arrested in this ring. So
yeah, I need a Netflix documentary about it immediately.
Someone's going to do that, right?
Yeah, exactly. But that person will probably be paid off or whatever. It's always that saying, like, follow the money. So I just think too, I don't know, do you ever think the Super Bowls, like how could they even rig like a big baseball or football game? Because so much of it seems like left up to chance and just like human error. But something like, you're right, where an injury or like an actual event happening is like a way that you can kind of tilt things.
Oh yeah, that's why a lot of professional organizations, sports organizations, watch real closely what's going on, because here's the thing about it. Let's say you have a referee who is doing some stuff and making calls to affect the game. So yeah, I mean, I think it's one of those things where greed is always going to be there. Most players and coaches aren't going to be this dumb to do this, but unfortunately, every so often you're going to find some idiots that, for whatever reason, decide to give it a try.
Exactly. Yep. And it can go so deep that maybe they have like dirt on a player or something. And that a lot of times people are like, you're either going to do this or we're going to like expose you in this way or tell a story about you that's not even true. Or, like, I think things can get very like dirty in that realm.
Yeah. The scary part about what you said, Meryl, is that could be true. That's the scary part.
Well, we'll keep an eye on that, but I'm all for the conspiracy. I watched the Super Bowl and I'm like, he could have caught that. I don't know. Okay, the next one, my next story, I'm going to say this. I have an unpopular and unlikable opinion, so I'm already preferencing this with, please don't hate me, and it's okay if everyone could disagree with me. It's about Britney Spears and her ex-husband, Kevin Federline, has popped up yet again with like a new memoir all about her and him, and just about how like the children, he definitely exposes everything about how Britney's children don't really, or like can't be a part of her life anymore because they're like too scared and they kind of don't know what's going to happen with their mom. And, you know, obviously it's very tragic. He definitely alleges drug use, and he describes her as being financially and emotionally controlled by those closest to her. So like, you know, there's kind of a he said, she said with like her memoir and his memoir. It doesn't help, I think, that like Britney on social media just seems very unhinged. And like, my opinion is that like if you're a true Britney fan, you wouldn't just look past like how she obviously looks like not well in her things. And like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of the Britney like very, very fans seem to look past it and it's like she's dancing and doing what she loves. And it's like, no, anyone like sane can look at what's happening and say, I don't think she's like fully healed or back to being like completely fine. But I also think that Kevin Federline just needs to kind of like go away and live his life. And, you know, if you're doing what you say, which is wanting to be a good father, like, why are you going to dredge this all up together with, you know, for the boys? So the whole thing just seems like a mess, but like, I still stand by what I said a year ago, which is like, I think Britney needs to be taken like off social media. None of her posts make sense. They all seem like so weird. And I think we need to stop like glorifying acting like this, because it's like, it's sad and it's kind of implosive.
Well, you know what? I'm going to take a really crazy approach to this.
Yeah.
What if, and again, some people are going to disagree with me, but what if Britney knows what she's doing and she's playing, you know, using social media as a puppet?
I mean, that I get like, like if it's the best performance art I've ever seen, because like, I mean, she's like lost me as a fan. Like, not that would matter.
Really?
Like, what beyond. Yeah, I find it like very irritating. And like at one point, I feel like I had empathy for the situation, but now it's turned to just like, I mean, I don't follow her, but anytime I look, I'm like, this is annoying, and like I feel like it's kind of tanking her legacy, and it's like making it look tragic. But like, I don't know, basically I totally get that, but I don't know like what she would be getting out of looking insane and like spinning around and kind of looking like drugged out on her Instagram would really get, you know?
Oh, I know what it'll get. It'll get millions of people watching her.
I know. But I just view it as like, I mean, I guess if she does want millions of people viewing her as like kind of looking in a train wreck kind of way, but I feel like we're all wanting the like Britney in Vegas performing, or you know what I mean? Like we want her to look good, and or at least I do. Like I would like to see it where she would like kind of come back to the Britney we all know and love. But I don't know. It hurts me watching her. So
I don't know. Maybe I'll reach out to her and she'll come on our show.
100%. She'll spin around and stuff. Yeah. Like I feel like I'm the only one. Everyone is like Queen Britney, all this kind of stuff. I think she had her moment, and now I think she needs to be taken off social media and like sent to a place, or have people around that like really, really help her. I think she needs like deep healing, and that's what I feel.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I just saw recently of a video of someone who I guess was behind Britney when she was driving. And it looked like, you know, she may have been, you know, maybe driving drunk because she was kind of swerving on the road.
Yeah.
Going against the double lines. And I guess my question is, if you're really this concerned, why didn't you call the police instead of put this on social media? Just
totally. 100%. I agree with that too. And like, I was definitely part of the like Free Britney movement, and you know, I wanted her. I do think she's been treated like horrendously, and I don't think any of this is her fault at all. I think she was like a really sweet girl that just got caught up in like having the wrong people around her. So like, I don't think she's a bad person at all. But now it's like the Free Britney thing happened, and she got her conservatorship taken away, and now it's like even worse. It just seems like nothing's really changed, and she's still kind of like speaking in riddles and just whatever. But I don't know, like I do believe, I think Kevin Federline is slimy, but I do believe what he says about like that we don't even know half of it, and just like we would, we'd be shocked about what's happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's true. But I think he needs to be a little careful because there may be some stuff we don't know about Brittany that hasn't came out, but there may be stuff about him that hasn't came out either.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. It'll be interesting to see, like, as her sons get older, because then I'm sure her sons are going to publish a memoir at some point too. And like, if I believe them. And if they say, oh, we were like 9 years old and we were watching our mom do this and that, like, I will believe them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, some people are going to love this story. Some people are going to hate it. But
we're polarizing this week.
The NFL will not replace Bad Bunny as the halftime headliner for the 2026 Super Bowl. Now, of course, there was big outrage, especially from conservatives, about Bad Bunny, doing a halftime show, saying that he doesn't even speak English, blah, 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 blah. And basically, the commissioner of the NFL said that we stand behind our position and we are not changing.
Good.
Now, I think, Jay-Z may have hinted that, there may be some surprises, because usually when there's a halftime show, sometimes there's one or two artists that weren't scheduled to be on there or weren't announced to be on there, and they were so they may do something like that. But I think they're doing the right thing, because if they were to take them off, then they're submitting to political pressure, and they should not do that.
Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. I think if someone has an issue with it or you don't like him, just don't watch. Like, it's totally okay. Like, I've had people in the past before, like, where you could just tune in or not tune in, or like have it be background noise, and that's ridiculous just because someone like does or doesn't speak a language, or like in your mind isn't American when they actually are. Like, it's so weird, and that just goes to show that, like, that is a huge issue still.
That's true, and it's a shame that it is an issue, because the thing is that, hey, he has a right to perform at the Super Bowl. They want him to perform. And again, the Super Bowl has had R&B, they've had pop, they've had rap. They've gamut all different types of genres. And there's nothing wrong with having him sing. Because guess what? You may not be a big Bad Bunny fan, but he does have millions of fans out there. He's not a small person,
Exactly. Was before Kendrick, was it Usher 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was Usher.
Yeah, like Usher roller skating stuff. And that's the kind of thing, is like, at first I wasn't even that excited, and then I saw Usher's performance and I loved it. We were like screaming at the party and dancing and stuff. And then like Kendrick's obviously had like a lot of, a lot of social discourse and public discourse. I didn't like love that as a Super Bowl performance, but like, that doesn't matter, and millions of people did, and I could still exist, and like, you don't have to be upset about it. You can just move on. And so I think the same thing, as people will, like, I'm sat, as the kids say, I'm interested in seeing it. And so who knows, like, he may surprise us with it being really high energy, or it may be awful, it may be boring, but I think we should give him the respect of like just saying, okay, let's, show us what you got, kind of thing, just like we would with anyone.
I agree. And people keep forgetting that whatever he does is not going to be a surprise to the NFL, because, they have to prove what he's going to do on stage.
Yeah.
People keep forgetting that. So whatever his performance is, they're going to know before he hits the stage. So it's not going to be a surprise,
Yeah. And then was it also before that? Was it Rihanna that was like when she was pregnant and stuff?
Yes.
Okay. See, that's so funny. And I have been like a critic. Like, I love Rihanna. I absolutely love her. But I thought that performance was, I mean, she's pregnant, so she couldn't like fly across the world. But I thought that was a tiny bit like boring and not giving enough. So like, I feel like no matter what the performance, we don't know exactly how it's going to go. And everyone will feel different. Like, I have friends that thought the Rihanna performance was one of the best. And so I feel like we all see things differently, and that's a good thing.
Oh, absolutely. And regardless of who you put on stage, everyone's not going to like that person. That's just a fact.
Yeah.
So,
the J-Lo and Shakira one, I liked it. Oh, now I'm fired up again. You know who it should be? Britney Spears, just proving us all wrong. And so,
you know what? I would love to see that. I would love to see that.
It's her like spinning across the touchdown line. Well, I think we'll be interested in that. Now, another sports-related thing. and of course I get to deal with it a lot here in Los Angeles, is a lot of Dodgers talk. They're in the playoffs and everything. And so I thought this was super interesting, where the Dodgers reportedly earned the entirety of Shohei Ohtani's $700 million contract back in the first season. He hasn't even finished his second season yet with the Dodgers, and Shohei is already providing surplus value to the franchise just 22 months after signing a 10-year, $700 million contract in free agency. So he's made that back through ticket sales, merchandise sales, and worldwide marketing deals.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you know what that does, Meryl? That kind of gives you a little bit of a picture of how much money these owners actually make.
I know.
If they
And
get
then
a
I remember,
contract like that, they're making billions upon billions of dollars.
so much. And I remember, wait, I just had it because I thought it was super interesting. Oh yeah, he signed one of the most unique contracts in sports history when he signed on. It was a 10-year contract and 700 million, but he presented the idea to structure it with so it was 680 million being deferred over a 10-year period from 2034 to 43. So like, obviously he's seen some of that money yet, but like come 2034, that's going to be a rich man. And so, so I think that's so interesting, like betting on no pun intended with Shohei, but like betting on yourself almost a decade later. And also like if you're his wife or you're his, like, that's just so crazy knowing that in like 10 years, it's going to get like really, really good,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's making money for his great grandchildren.
Exactly. And I think that's good too, because it's not like he's not being like, I need the money right away and like blowing all of it, and you know what I mean, like in houses and just living large. I mean, I'm sure he is now. Like, it's crazy that he could just exist now after like of the interest of what he's making.
It's so true. But wow, the money that these players are making today is unbelievable.
Yeah, and I know they just said that he had like a perfect game a few games ago, which were like in baseball. So I do like I whether or not he's like on the winning team or the team that people like I respect his hustle, and like I don't know, he just always seems so focused during the games, and it'll be interesting to watch.
I agree 100%. Well, my final topic today, this actually covers two different things. You have you heard about the 6'7" craze?
Yes. I still don't quite understand it, but I have.
I don't think they understand it, to be honest with you.
I know. I don't get it.
But recently, they just took it up to a different notch. There was a young reporter, sports reporter, that was in the middle of her interview, and she was doing her report, and a bunch of these young men surrounded her, doing a 6'7", 6'7", 6'7". One idiot
Oh my gosh.
in front of the camera. And, she was a trooper. She did her job, whatever, but you could kind of see her tearing up a little bit. She didn't full out cry, but you could see her tearing up. And I'm sitting there thinking, this is not cute. This is stupid.
I know. Yes.
Stupid. And, the other thing that's a little shocking, I would think that all of their reporters would have a security around them at all times, at least one person.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts about that, Meryl?
I mean, it's funny because I think back to like my middle school or teenage days, and like I could see a scenario where like a few of my friends were just like giggling and are surrounding like a newscaster and saying stuff. But those young men like did seem like a pack of coyotes. Like they didn't really seem as like nice, and they weren't like giggling, and they seemed like a little bit threatening for sure. So I think, I mean, A, I think the 6'7" thing is so ridiculous, but B, I think that she had every right to feel threatened, and just like it was not appropriate.
I'm just surprised they didn't cut that newscast and just go back to the station and be like, hey, you know what? Security, you need to help us out over here. Something.
I know. I wonder if they knew at the time they'd have like a viral moment, or maybe they wanted to keep rolling in case like something did happen and they'd have footage. But yeah, it's scary and creepy.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that with them being that close to her, I mean, thank God nothing happened. But what if them decide to grab her, hit her, or do
I
something
know.
stupid? You know what I mean?
She should press charges. Like, I mean, if they were to grab her, like assault her in any way, absolutely charges.
I just hope that they give her a little bit of security, because that's just ridiculous.
No.
No one needs to be harassed like that just to do their
No.
job. You know?
I think people tend to think of like local news anchors as kind of like clowns, or you know what I mean, like props almost, of like, haha, they're not human. But I think it's definitely going too far.
Yeah, I agree. So, like I said, I'm glad that she wasn't injured. But like I said, when I saw the tears in her eyes when her started
I
welling,
know.
at that time I was thinking, this is not funny, guys. This is not funny.
I know. And I feel like their parents need to like re-teach them like how to be gentlemen out in the world, for sure.
Yes, I agree 100% on that. Well, talking about things coming up, what do you have coming up, Meryl?
Woohoo! Well, I keep on promoting it a lot, but now I'm excited. But I'm thinking about all the things I want to promote. Okay, I just got on a really fun show, November 12th. I'm back at the La Jolla Comedy Store. I know I'm going to talk about it a lot, but I'm back November 12th at the La Jolla Comedy Store, and I'm hosting. And the headliner is Tom Arnold from like Roseanne and everything. So that will be super cool.
That is going to be super cool.
And he's really nice too. I've done a bunch of shows where he's like been the headliner, and he's if anyone is wondering, the T, he's very nice to perform with, and he's extremely funny and cool. So if you're not going to come for me, which I don't understand why that wouldn't happen, then come for Tom Arnold.
Oh, definitely. If you're in the area, definitely come out and support Meryl. Come out and get a chance to see Tom Arnold as well. Double prize.
Exactly. It's amazing how many of my family and friends care when I'm like on a show with someone big. They're like very interested in my career.
No, they're interested. They just don't know how to show it. That's all.
Exactly. That's true.
Well, everyone, we had a great time. I thank everyone for watching us, listening to us, and following us. I'm Lawrence Elrod.
I'm Meryl Climo.
Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
This documentary about overcoming life's darkest moments isn't on Netflix, and that's exactly why you need to watch it. Look, I've been through my share of tough times, and I'm tired of watching feel-good fluff that barely scratches the surface. My Silver Lining documentary on elrodthenetwork.com is different. It's raw, real, and completely transformative. This isn't some glossy production designed to make you feel better for 30 minutes. It digs deep into what it actually takes to turn your pain into purpose. The storytelling is so powerful that mainstream platforms wouldn't touch it. But that's their loss and your gain. You get exclusive access to stories that will genuinely shift your perspective on adversity. I watched it 3 times because each viewing revealed something new about resilience. The convenience of streaming it on elrodthenetwork.com means you can pause, rewind, and really absorb these life-changing insights. Don't settle for surface-level inspiration when you can access something that actually moves the needle. Head to elrodthenetwork.com right now and discover the documentary everyone's missing.